really like Dalloway's playlist. It's a good one. We won't need any music soon. Aw. Alright. The fuck? Oh, it's a log. Okay. Not gonna lie, guys. I would be lying if I said Dalloway wasn't a little nervous about going into Siska for any reason. Oh no, my oh, I can update my file. Prison riot. Oh, there he is. My... Surely they would have shaved his ass. Oh, well, he's shaved. It's just a shadow now. Oh, poor guy. Is that that is He's got to be mad, right? Uh, good evening.
Rouse me from my sleep at this hour.
Well, I mean, I do apologize. Needs must in that.
Mm-hmm. Needs of the state?
Um, well, I mean, more of the, we're just trying to clear things up, either way.
Right. I clear up a nice story for the telegram. To send to the press. Detective Dalloway catches sheriff killer.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow the facilities here because it's been a long boat ride and I need to wash my hands and such. Do you know of anywhere here where a conversation can be had? I don't suppose a guard's around.
There's no guards around, and can't really say I've been led into places where you can interrogate people.
All right, well, then I'll just come back out here, I suppose.
Take your time. I ain't going anywhere.
I really have to wash my face. This is probably not recommended. Hello? Dalloway's been given the tour before, so she knows where it all is. All right, let's get it ready. Let me get my stuff together. Get serious. All right, I do not need that. So I'm just getting rid of anything on my screen that's going to be distracting that is not related to this at this time. CDF, there's the dossier. Interview and notes. That's an old one. This is the new one. All right, we have all the cases here. There's a lot. We have a lot of suspects and people he was working with. Each one is broken down. We also have his original interview. We've got some overall questions. But it's mainly just going to be chatting. All right, Dalloway's got no reason not to be friendly. It's just we're gonna see if this. We'll see. We'll see. You know what? How about we go into the cell block to chat? Just so I can wait for a guard just to let them know.
Mm-hmm.
They get funny about these things. I'd rather not get my ass kicked by Von Clast. Go into the more dangerous area, Dalloway. I really cannot wait to fucking get this new microphone and set all the settings up and make sure it sounds nice for everyone. Alright, anywhere I guess.
Like in the cell?
Um, here's fine. I guess we can use the benches. Or the
Right.
chairs. Chairs are fine. How about a chair? I'm sure they won't yell at me.
Right,
We'll see
right.
if they yell.
Sit where?
Um, you know what? We'll go to the mess hall. There's picnic tables in the mess hall. I just don't want to be outside. It's cold outside. I mean, I don't expect it to be a luxury villa, but goodness, the facilities here are limited.
Yeah. Uh, you can say that again.
All right. Let's go to an isolated part of the prison. Excellent. Amazing. Pick a table, I guess. Everyone get your sit emotes. Da 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 da. Alright. Get my files that I brought, which are limited, but I've got a dossier. So I can actually get the dossier up at least. Let's see. Dossier? Alright, is there anything... I brought some things over. I figure you don't have a lot of shit here. Uh, did you want anything? I've got some marijuana cigarettes, some churros. I did bring a turkey roast.
Came over here to butter me up.
In the holiday spirit, it's a new year, Mr. Lariat. Got some whiskey as well.
Whiskey, huh? I don't know how I feel about whiskey, seeing my track record with it as of late.
Yeah, if I were you, I would generally not advise it. You seem to get too merry.
Hmm. The holiday spirits, right?
Right.
I'm starving. I want something to eat.
Just try not to get killed for this. You know, I don't know what it exactly it's like here, but I've heard rumors.
You don't know what it's like at all. You're a deputy.
Not down by keeping her hat on. He hates us. It's really tickling me. All right. Just So what is it like in here?
It's a penitentiary. You get to do manual labor to reform yourself physically and mentally. Wonderful creation of the state.
Um,
Yep.
Well, enjoy your food. I don't want to rush you.
Yeah, give me a second to eat this. Gonna daydream about this turkey for a while.
I try to make good on my promises. All right, this is gonna get a little.
Sorry, I was enjoying this turkey. What were you saying?
Um, we spoke at length the other day, and I did as I told you I would, and I followed up on the things you said, whether that was persons of interest that you spoke about, or things you talked about happening that you admitted to being a part of while you were inebriated. And I'm gonna level with you. It's a lot.
Yeah, it did seem that way. You never know what people get up to when they're drunk.
True. I mean, I too have been in that situation, especially on Gorma, drinking heavy and drowning in my sorrows with a wine glass. So I'm not judging you, Mr. Lariat, in that respect. I have a feeling you wanted to talk about those things with someone like me.
I'd rather not talk about those things, and I certainly don't want to talk about my grief.
Really? How often do you talk about your grief?
I don't talk about my grief.
We drop our bravado for a moment and live in the real world. Yeah, it's one thing to be tough and not talk about things, but it's another there's something that eats inside of you every time you push it down, and it's bound to explode. You're sitting in the aftermath of your explosion.
Well, shit, if I'm ate up on side, that's just what I am.
Well, it doesn't mean you're empty or something. It means that, like I said, I think you wanted to talk about it. And now I want to talk about it as well. Quite honestly, I don't like to blanket charge. And I want to go through every case that I reckon you might have been a part of and get down to the bottom of whether you were. Now, I will warn you, I have a lot of evidence. You are meticulous, that's for sure. Very good at your work, but not infallible.
No, I'm certainly not infallible. And, you're right that I'm full of grief, I am. At least you got that down in your dossier.
I do.
A
There's a
grieving
whole.
man drinks on the holiday and spills his beans. Quick, string him up.
I included that in my reports, yes.
You seem to say, you told me, I seem to remember that you were a grieving woman too, so you must understand this plight.
Absolutely. I even felt for a moment of anger and such hatred that I wished death upon others that had done that to my husband. But I didn't take action. I didn't do anything that would harm my conscience or harm others. That's the difference. I just. I don't even know. It was what actually stopped me from all that darkness and hurt. I say it's Madre. I thought I had some sort of epiphany in Guarma. Maybe it was just some trick of the mind. We cope in different ways. I'm not judging you again, Mr. Lariat, for how you coped, but it is in my. I have to get down to the bottom of the truth. What we do in our grief isn't on trial here, as far as judgment goes. I understand your motivations. I'm
Do
just
you
trying to piece
understand my
together your
motivations?
actions.
Do you understand my motivations?
Well, explain them to me.
I Grief changed me, but it never ended inside of me, all right? And I lived like a wild man for 8 years, and I just tried to survive. That's what it's about. That's my motivation. There's nothing criminal about that.
So the rabid dog gets to kill all the villagers, terrorize them without any consequence. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm not a rabid dog. I have never been a rabid dog.
Just
I just did things to make money, all right? You work for the state to do money. It is reasonable that everybody who asks for justice should do justice. That's what you do.
absolutely. But the people have
We
voted for this sort of justice.
Well, I'm not of the people. I'm obviously separated from them. I was a member of my peers. Like I was good enough to stand trial. And not be that being jury duty and all that stuff. I used to be like that. You should be a good man.
But now you're a feral outlier, not bound by the rest of society because you stepped out.
I didn't say I was an outcast of society. I have plenty of normal rapports with deputies and citizens and people. It's just from every now and then I have to do something to make my money, whether that be a crime or a job. Plenty of deputies know my name. They know what I have done. They have arrested me plenty of times. I am not one of these crazy psychos that goes out and kills people, all right? I was a family man. I'm not an asshole.
The state's peoples recognize that just because you're not holding the knife to someone's throat doesn't mean you're not equally responsible when you don't stop it. Money is not an excuse. That just tells me that the pool is more shallow than I thought.
More shallow than you thought. All criminals are shallow. These guys come in here with these bullshit stories about how they're doing these crazy things, but who gives a fuck? These people, they come in here, they kill people day in, day out. They're all shallow. Everybody here's shallow. Everybody here's done something wrong with their lives.
Well, you're right. I don't think you're that bad of a criminal. But at this point, it doesn't matter the extremity of like how extreme the crimes are. It's the number of crimes, Mr. Lariat. It's the it's the amount. I've got over 25 cases that we have to start looking through in a minute, as soon as you're ready.
When I'm
And
ready, I don't have a choice in this.
I know, but I need you to understand that you are here to defend yourself in every way that you can, and I'm here to listen. Okay, I've already done hours and hours on this, gathered, what I can, and I want to hear what you have to say about it. and that will decide the severity of the charges related to each individual case. Each individual case was taken individually. It will have individual evidence and everything else. I would suggest being as truthful as possible. You're well within your right, you know, not to talk to me, whatever, and just plead the fifth or whatnot. I
Let's
would
hear
just
it,
implore
deputy.
you, yeah, I would implore you be as truthful as possible because that may not do you any good in this instance.
I know you've already typed in the whole truth in that damn file. Authority makes justice, not the truth.
I'm not here to charge you for anything you didn't do, Mr. Lariat, just the crimes you did commit. If there are any inconsistencies or a case that you do not feel you were a part of, I would ask that you answer with as much, memories as you can recall. We're going to go through a timeline of events from August the 20th, which was the murder of that sheriff. And then we're going to go through up until recent like. So hopefully your memories will start coming back to you real good.
Let's hear it.
All right. Mike Masters is murdered at Armadillo around August 20th, yes?
Yes.
Can you go ahead and run me through that entire day? Waking up to sleeping.
Why? Why do you want to hear my entire day? How about I just tell you what happened? I already told you before.
That's fine. I want to hear it sober.
You want to hear it sober. Okay. I got back with
There
my
was stuff
friend
that
Johnny
happened before
Waggy,
and after.
and he tells me they're gonna go do something. I can't recall what it was. I just know we were going out to do something. I believe it was something on the town, getting stews or something normal. And we get confronted by that piece of shit Leonidas. Fucking. We were just in town to grab stews, and this guy stops us. He says, Waggy needs to come with us because he's wanted for so and so bullshit. Now, you already know this, but an outlaw isn't going to condone us giving up the cops when there's two parties of six. So you got us got six, they got six. We're not going to give anything up. It's up to fighting. So we got down to fighting. We tried to run out of town first. We tried to explain to them that we were just in town for fucking stews. And that Leonidas piece of shit wouldn't give it up. Chased us all the way out to Strawberry by the burnt down little camp. And we got to fighting on the hill. We got down to fighting. We got down to shooting. Masters comes running over the hill right at me as I'm reloading my six piece. And I shot him down. I didn't mean to kill the man. I didn't want to fight. I didn't. I didn't want. I just wanted to go about my business with my people. And he's dead. There's nothing I can change about that. So, as I was getting over that, the sheriff with the big old coat on his back chases me down in the bush and stabs me in the back. And I laid there until my friends came back and they told me that they had won that fight. And that's it. Drug me off somewhere and I try to get better.
Do you remember at all what time that that occurred roughly?
Like a date or a time of the day.
Time of the day.
It was in the afternoon. I don't know. The sun was up. I could see his body silhouetted against the crest of the hill when I shot him.
Were you at Fort Mercer at any time of that day?
I don't know. Probably, maybe not. I don't know.
Right, this was on the same day, on August 20th, there was a shootout at Fort Mercer with McKinley, Clarence Cooper, Reese Cooper. Sounded more familiar?
Well, I don't know. You barely gave me any details of the thing. If this is happening, back in August, how the hell am I supposed to remember?
Well, it's the same day as you killed a sheriff, so, I know that was your introduction into crime, as you put it. So, I mean, do you remember doing a spree of crime that day?
Of course, there's a spree of crime. The goddamn law dogs were on our ass. It's like the hounds of hell.
So,
They
tell
killed
me.
2 sheriffs that day.
So, you're
Of
at
course, they were after
Armadillo
us.
with the stews. He confronts you. You run off where?
You talk about when we shot the sheriffs?
Yeah,
Or,
after that.
if it sounds like we're going out west, but I don't know. I can't say.
But you were with them generally that whole evening? Would you say, how many hours did you spend with him that day?
I can't remember how many hours I spent with the guy back in August. It's the next goddamn year.
It was the day you murdered someone. You'd think you'd remember that day.
And I got stabbed in the back. I think I was preoccupied with myself at the time.
I mean, I do believe that. But do you remember running around all over the shop that day?
Of course, we're running all over the place.
And you, after that, when you get stabbed, is when you slow down?
Yeah.
Or do you keep going? Do you get back up and still fight? What are you doing? I should have not put that as a leading
It
question.
brought me back up. Alright?
That's what I was hoping to hear. So they wrap up your stab wounds, they pat you on the back, and what do? How are you feeling at this point?
I don't know. Felt pretty good. I got one over on the deputies.
Yeah? All right, so do you do any more crimes that day? I don't have
I don't
anything.
remember.
All right, couple days later, August 22nd. You know Willie the Wanderer?
I do.
Willie Saunders?
Yep.
That's your buddy. You told me that.
I sure did.
Yeah, you told me you worked with him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Couple days after the murder, we got Willie Wanderer wandering around and shooting a dahlia. You remember that?
No, I don't remember this. I don't know who this Dahlia chick is.
Dahlia Clark, Kerrigan's Ranch.
I don't know.
Because someone identified a Chuck on scene. You understand me? Not a lot of Chucks are running around 2 days after that murder with Willie the Wanderer. who claimed to be working with him chuckling in his drunken reverie.
What, is she dead or something? Did I kill this lady too?
No, no one's dead.
I don't know. Maybe. I
There
remember
was a
him.
robbery gone wrong. Willie shoots her. Remember that?
Yes, yes, I remember now.
Where'd you speed off from?
Kerrigan's were robbing the lady. She wouldn't stop her fucking horse. She lied to the cops. She said we shot her. We didn't shoot her at all. We tried to get her to stop. She was never shot. She's a lying piece of shit. Never shot that chick. We
All right.
stopped her. We were gonna rob her because she's an idiot and she talks out the side of her neck. But the deputies caught us in the middle of her talking to her. And then
Did
she ran over to them crying about how we shot her. We never shot the chick. She's a lying piece of shit. That's all I gotta say about that.
Okay, so here's the thing. The reason why deputies were on scene is because they heard gunshots.
Yeah,
That's
we
according to the
never shot
deputy
her.
statement.
She was running from us. We never shot her.
So who
We're, get,
shot?
we're trying to get her to stop.
Who shot?
Fuck, Willie, I think? I don't know. Me? Willie? Both of us? Fucking A. We didn't try to kill her. We didn't shoot her.
No,
We're
that's
shooting to get her
fine.
to stop. You guys do. You guys know how it is. The second somebody runs from you, you guys shoot
You do
out
a
horses
warning
from
shot. Yeah,
underneath
you
us.
pop off a warning shot. Well, that's fine.
We never shot her. Fucking liar.
Will he be? I don't know. I'm gonna. I'm gonna put participation. Let me look at this. Because you held her up in the end.
Yeah, we were having a conversation with the lady. Then the deputies came in. She was talking out the side of the neck to Willie earlier. We caught up to her, trying to get her to stop and have a chat.
Did Dahlia shoot back?
No, I don't think so. She was too busy fucking playing damsel in distress.
But you, because of saying something, you were warning shooting at her and holding her up. So technically, that would make her a damsel in distress.
What?
Well, technically, she was a damsel in distress.
I guess so. When two ne'er do wells stop her outside of town asking why she's talking outside of her neck, I guess she is a damsel then.
Well, what do you describe as talking out the side of her neck? What do you mean by that?
She was being disrespectful.
But what did
She
she
didn't say
say to
shit to me.
disrespect Willie?
She didn't say the shit to me. She said it to Willie. I don't
Do you
know
remember
that
what she
chick from
said?
Adam and Eve.
What'd she call him? Did she call him names?
I don't know. I don't know the lady from Adam and Eve.
Do you not remember?
I do not remember what she said to Willie to get him pissed off.
Were you there?
No.
Okay. Did Willie explain it to you?
No.
You were just there with Willie when he.
Recognize this lady.
Gotcha. No worries. I mean, the charges kind of stick. Doesn't matter if he shot her or not. Where did you shoot when you did the warning shot?
Where do you shoot to go give warning shots?
I just am interested in where you shot.
Well, where do you shoot to give warning shots? Let me ask you that.
Chuck, it's a simple question.
Well, then answer it, Mrs. Detective. I shot in the air. Lord.
Did you shoot up?
I shot up in the air to give a warning shot.
Where did Willie shoot?
I don't know. Ask Willie.
How did Dahlia get off her horse?
We ordered her to get off her horse.
So how did that all occur? You ride up after the warning shot?
No, she kept riding, and then she eventually stopped after the warning shots, and got off her horse, saying that we shot her.
So she said to you that you shot her.
Yes. And then the deputies rode in not less than a minute later.
Was she bleeding
I don't know.
or injured on scene?
The deputies came riding up and they said, "Get away from her! Don't you touch her!" All this shenanigans. And we backed off. I couldn't see the lady. I don't know.
Well, what if I told you she had been injured by a gunshot?
Then shit, maybe the deputy shot her. I don't fucking know.
And what happened next when y'all rode off?
Uh, the deputies chased us down. Of course they did. There was fucking like 6 of them. It was a full posse. They were looking for somebody else and they stumbled upon us.
Did you get away?
Yeah, we got away. 'Cause 6 versus 2, you can't catch in the fucking redwoods.
Yep, and was there a gunfight?
Yeah, they were shooting at us too.
They were shooting at us too. Well, you had just violently robbed a lady who
We
who
never,
po- who
we
was
never laid a
injured.
goddamn hand on that lady.
You're still all right. All right. That's fine. Don't worry. I'm not going to charge you with anything I can't charge you with, and I will adjust charges naturally to reflect the actual evidence.
Thank you, Mr. Inspector.
Look, it's very important that we
For
get things
you,
right. Oh, trust and believe. It'll make a world difference to you if you. It's not my life on the line here, Mr. Lariat. It's not my time.
no, I don't really think it is. All right, you're asking me shit, but you're not even offering me nothing. What the fuck?
Well, I have to ask you questions about all of these. What would you like me to offer you?
I don't fucking know what the second you start offering me, I become a fucking rat.
We'll talk about incentives once we get through the lion's share of this.
I don't want any goddamn incentives. I want to get out of here, but I can't leave without me getting through this conversation.
Willie and you on the same day. You went on a train.
Yeah.
What happened with that? What happened on that train ride?
We were drunk
You know
and
what? You
fucking
know what's
around on a
funny,
train.
Mr. Larry? You told me you didn't get on trains. Trains are my favorite thing. I was so excited to see this. So you go ahead and tell me about this train ride.
I don't know. We got on the train and did some chicanery and tomfoolery, and we got kicked off by the goddamn train conductor.
Shenanigans and tomfoolery when you was drunk.
Ain't that the story of fucking half the crossing?
Absolutely. I've been up to some tomfoolery before myself.
I didn't kill nobody on that one neither. There's no
I
fucking
didn't. I'm
sheriff on
not
that
called. Why
train.
are you obsessed with me calling you a killer? It just
Because
starts with
that's
a
what it
murder.
looks like,
No, it
detective.
starts with a murder. Everything else is just an amounting of lots of little things you've done. That doesn't make you a horrible person. I'm not standing here accusing you of being a bad guy, Mr. Lariat. I'm just doing my due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
You board a train. Do you remember when you boarded the train?
I don't know. It was like the fucking middle of the night.
All right. Do you remember where you boarded the train, roughly where the train was?
I don't know. New Austin.
You hitched a ride. Was there anybody else on the train that you remember?
I don't know. Conductors.
Any passengers or such?
I don't know. I don't. I just. I just remember we got on the train, did some chicanery.
What was
Well,
I want to know the shenanigans. I want to know the nitty gritty. Give me the
well, how am I
details.
supposed to remember what happened? What August? How was long ago? How long ago? Fucking last year? How am I supposed to remember the drunken night on a train last year?
I reckon you can recall if you thought about it hard enough.
Uh huh.
How many times you been robbing trains drunk?
That's the only time I ever did anything stupid on a train.
Well, then maybe you can recall everything you did stupid on that train.
I cannot because I don't remember. All I know is we got on the train. We're being idiots on the train. Got kicked off.
You think maybe you were shoving people on the train?
Probably that's what drunk people do. They
Trying to
shove and
rob the
fight.
train.
I don't know.
There's a witness that says at some point when y'all got bored of causing those shenanigans, which including robbing the train, going through everything until you realized it was food and then got bored, you got off at McFarland's ranch, pointed to a wagon and said, "Hey, let's go get that wagon."
Doesn't that sound like the antics of a drunk couple of men?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Then there you go.
Um, but then two people shot folk, just innocent folks on a wagon to take the wagon. So that's my confusion because you're insisting you're not a murderer, but every other case we're going to see some quite disturbing facts. And I'm just
No,
trying to clear your name.
Dalloway, let's get this clear. I never said that I wasn't a murderer. I told you I killed that sheriff. I'm saying that I'm not a fucking lowlife that has some shallow fucking delusions of grandeur.
All right.
Fuck, I don't know anything about a goddamn wagon. I know we got kicked off the train by those goddamn conductors. And then it was at McFarland's, and we jumped on the train. We're drunk, and then we got kicked off by the conductors. What happened from there? Who the fuck knows?
Well, I know. Me and Gabriel Gashade know, who's now a deputy. He was a train conductor on board. That's one of my best friends.
Well, then, good for him. Put a goddamn piece of tin on his chest for it.
They absolutely did. Um, it looks like someone put somebody on the train as well, trying to use the train to get away.
Now I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, we'll put that one to bed. Go to the next one. It's the next day. The next day, Rhodes Market. Near the Rhodes Market. You remember anything being in the bushes?
I don't know, little rabbits.
Little rabbits.
Bushes being in the Rhodes Market. Jesus Christ, what the hell is this?
You robbed a deputy near the Rhodes Market the next day? Called it a
Bush.
bushwhack?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, they have uh someone named you on the scene, I believe.
Who did?
The person there. You actually named yourself. He asked if he could get a name, and as you rode off, you said Chuck Lariat.
Shit, sounds like me then.
Do you remember robbing a man near the Rhodes Market and calling it a bushwhack? He
Yeah.
did say yes. All right. Easy, simple. No longer wanted for questioning. Um, this is very generous of him. I think this is around the time, this August spree, after being a part of that McKinley situation and being swept up in all of that. I believe you start to go on a robbing spree. I think you come into your own here as far as robbing. Do you remember those early days?
Yes. And I've been arrested for most of my goddamn robberies.
Well, some of them have gone under the cracks, I believe.
Typical statecraft.
Yeah, so what'll happen is, I mean, some of these I found that they even had named you unseen, and the you just simply weren't ever arrested for it because they didn't go back because some deputies didn't know who you were and they heard something but they weren't sure, that kind of thing, where they don't actually update it later and it just goes off in the wayside.
Mm-hmm. I know.
So around this time, lumberyard, ringing any bells?
Mm, yeah, a few. I was one of my regular spots.
Regular spot, okay. And at this time, were you identifying yourself as a Wanderers gang member?
Nah, I never really identified as any gang besides McKinley.
Really?
Yes. Whatever bullshit you got about me being in other gangs, I was not part of any other gang besides the McKinleys. And then when the McKinleys were dead, I was freelancing.
All right, so your claim. So we have a statement from a victim of a robbery. Around that time, you were doing robberies outside of Strawberry, and they were robbed at gunpoint of $150. And they said by a Chuck from the Wanderers gang, but that was in your words at the time.
Well, I can't confirm that because I was never been part of anything but the McKinleys. And the McKinleys were gone for a while.
Why do you believe the victim assumed that?
I don't know. People assume shit all the time. The Wanderers, man, I don't know. I've been offered to join a lot of gangs, but I've only been in the McKinleys.
Well, what other gangs have tried to offer you positions?
A few. Jesus. Once you do a few crimes, people ask you for some help. That's just how it is.
But is that on like a mercenary basis, or are they like, hey, come be my friend, Chuck?
You scratch my back, I scratch yours. That kind of a
Right.
basis. We do favors. God, this ain't like fucking Pavel where you have to fucking sign up a goddamn contract to help out a friend.
Let me just add this at the bottom. All right, around this time as well, it looks like on this day you might have robbed quite a few people.
That's how it was back in those days.
You ever do any grave robbing?
No, I never messed with the dead.
You ever have bones or leave bones anywhere?
Nope, I don't mess with the dead. I've never grave robbed in my life. I don't even know where to get a fucking shovel for it.
All right, excellent. I had that in a unlikely section because I thought it was quite unlikely that this one was you. Just a similar jacket to you is all.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why this is important, Mr. Lariat. So
Why?
other
If I said
deputies
I
don't
wore
just...
that jacket, you'd write me up on that too?
It's just one bit of evidence. I need lots. And in this case, because you're being very forthcoming, I'm inclined to believe your character trait as a piece of evidence in your defense. So, you saying I don't mess with dead body bits, I'm inclined to believe you. You worked with Mr. Mercer, Daza, as you call him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember doing bank jobs with Mr. Mercer?
Maybe.
What about Sophie de la Rue? You remember her?
Sophie? Wasn't that, what's his face's girlfriend?
What's his face?
Uh, yeah. I don't know. I didn't really do that many jobs with Daza unless it was with Johnny.
Right.
Sophie I only know through, that bald fuck with the big nose.
It would have been around August 26th, so a few days after your own robbing spree. Did you then go on a... Is that when you started working with Daza, or is that later?
If I wasn't with Johnny, the only time I worked with Daza is when I was with Johnny at the same time.
Okay, so I'm inclined to believe that that is not it. Excellent. So that was a maybe one that I'm pretty sure was not you. Perfect. Do you know Gideon Graves?
That's his name, the bald fuck with the big nose.
That's Sophie de la Rue's
There it is.
gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me stretch. So if Johnny Waggy was there, you might have been there.
Yep.
Put the statement. All right, he's already been processed. Okay, that was just a timeline one. Don't worry. That confirms that though. 31872.
I never really did jobs with Daza unless
Oh yeah, that's just the
I was
timeline
with
one. I have it
Johnny and them when we were
italicized.
doing everybody favors.
I do want to ask him certain things about these though, for timeline purposes. It's fine now. I'm just referring to something that was already solved. You've already been processed for that one. I'm just
And what
for
was that?
timeline purposes. This is we're going on a timeline journey. So that would have been late August.
But what was it?
It was a honeypot with Gideon, Celine LeBeau, Johnny Waggy, Rafael
Oh, the
Fuentes,
river baptism?
something like that with Leonidas, your
Yes,
favorite.
I already admitted to Leonidas that I
No,
robbed him.
absolutely no. You are stated in the file. You've already been processed. You're not going to get in trouble for this. It's just part of the timeline of where you were, what you were doing.
Yep, I did a honeypot.
How long? Well, how did you meet Gideon Graves?
Gideon fucking talks to everybody. He's got a big ass loud mouth. Only person
Yeah.
he don't like is fucking Italians.
All right.
And I particularly don't like Italians either.
I remember in our last conversation you mentioned that the folks that are involved with the mafia that are Italian were coming up to Armadillo, and, or at least you had problems with. There was back and forth.
Yeah, Italians come out west, nobody likes it. Western go to San Anita, nobody likes it. It happens every time.
When did those conflicts start?
I don't know, like 2 months back maybe. Fuck. Oh man,
All right.
I'm gonna be spending another couple fucking weeks in this prison, aren't I?
And it just depends.
It just depends. Depends on a lot of shit. And I did.
Okay, maybe I can get it through the dossier 37815. All right. What? Hey, how you doing? Are you doing all right? Sorry, there are a lot of files here. um, thank you. Welcome. 2105. All right, how about this one? 27th of August. Do you know King Snake?
Riserpiente?
What's your dealings with them?
He's arrested me a couple of times and that's it.
Have you seen them at Fort Mercer before?
Of course. They always go out there. Back in the day, there was fights all out for Mercy. You remember? Remember back in the day, cooking all them and what the fuck were their names? The Black something. They were always hanging out at the fucking Fort Mercer, kicking out law. You remember?
Yeah, but were you ever there when that happened?
Of course, I was out there. I was a fucking McKinley.
Okay, so did you ever participate in this nonsense?
Yes, you participated in it too. I'm pretty sure too.
Possibly. Not, no, well, I was gone for quite a long time. It probably, I was not involved in these situations.
When there was a whole big old bunch of fights every day out west at Fort Mercer.
27th of August.
Uh huh.
Cook, Judge, Whitefeather, Deza.
Yeah.
We got one of our deputies, the King Snake, Santiago,
Mm-hmm.
basically describing you verbatim.
Describing me do what?
Uh, Part of a hostage taking.
I took Santiago hostage. Is that what it was?
Treated him like he was a Christmas ham.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I don't remember taking Santiago hostage ever.
Sure about
Back in
that?
yeah, I don't know. I never took Santiago hostage. I've got into gunfights with Santiago and I've run from Santiago plenty of times, but I never took the man hostage.
Never used him as a bargaining chip for no violence in Fort Mercer.
No. That was whatever that is was not me. I don't remember this at all.
All right. I'm going to take your word on that one.
Well, this one I don't know what well, I don't know what this is.
Excellent. Because, let me just do unknown, actually. And, the description, similar, but does not match up entirely. So I'm satisfied with that. It's not the people he normally works with.
My canteen's empty. You got something for me to drink?
I've got a canteen. I have canteen. I've got whiskey, but that probably won't help with your hydration.
Hmm. I'm fully hydrated. I just want something to drink.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if you
Cannabis.
can use
Everybody's
that stuff
fucking
in an
doing
emergency for
cannabis.
trade. I don't know how they do it in the slammer.
Everybody's fucking doing cannabis. It's stupid.
Was that the door?
Yeah?
Did you see anything?
No?
Is this place haunted?
Yes?
How would you say that casual?
I saw it too. I think I'm in shock.
I'm actually scared. Alright,
That
no,
is
I'm not.
weird.
Everything's gonna be fine.
I thought like a guard was coming in.
That's what I thought. Alright, let me pull these files out. Okay. That was creepy as hell. I thought you were just about to get searched and your everything to be taken immediately.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Stranger Things. Maybe it's just the weather. this would have been around September 1st. Armadillo.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Waggy, Cook, Winsome, few others.
Mm-hmm.
Gabriel Lacoste.
Mm-hmm.
Armadillo, and a deputy. Do you remember anything like that?
Back in those days, you gotta be fucking specific because every day was some fucking deputy in
Every
Armadillo.
day was some bullshit. All right.
Yeah, you remember.
Deputy Adamos.
The fucking Greek dude? Fuck that guy.
Well, what happened with him? Why fuck that guy?
Cause he's the one he kept arresting me. He's a
Sorry.
fucking hard ass. Do you know this dude? Do you know how he worked? He'd come in there and he'd fucking accuse you of fucking doing everything but crucify Jesus Christ, and then you're the worst person ever.
So he was pretty rough on folks at Armadillo.
Yes, nobody liked him besides the law. He couldn't catch a friend that wasn't wearing a piece of tin.
Jesus.
That's probably why they killed him.
Oh my god. Who killed him?
The fucking outlaws.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, do you remember having an incident where you grabbed him, well, at least sort of messed with him while he was on his porch doing paperwork?
I don't know. You gotta give me something more on that.
So he refuses. And Johnny Waggy. What's Johnny Waggy like in situations like this when he doesn't get what he wants?
He gets pissed and starts fucking badgering people.
Well, in this case, it looks like he shot at the deputies for not listening to him.
Back in those days, that's typically how it went.
Were you there? Did you witness this?
Listen, like I said, there's so many things that happened back then. You gotta be more specific.
Well, this is it.
Like,
Is this?
I don't really know. I'll be honest, man. There was a gunfight every day. I got arrested every other day for shit. I mean, it sounds like something that happened probably like 3 times a week. Back in those days, Cooks, Daza, Waggy, Esteban, everybody was fighting the law all the fucking time back then. Then it slowly petered out.
I don't know if that's how you spell petered out. I feel like that's not right. Whitefeather, Winsome Baker, Johnny Waggy, Gabriel DeCoste, Cook, and one mystery man.
Listen, I mean, I don't really. I mean, I really don't know because the frequency.
Do
of
you
those fights-
remember what you did on the 1st of September? It's the difference between 120 days. Come on, Charles, work with me.
I'm being dead serious. Back then, everybody was fighting every day. It's hard to remember this shit.
All right.
Shit, I was arrested a bunch
I'm gonna
of
give it
times.
to him.
I'm really honest.
I'm gonna give it to him. I know that's him. I know it was him. My instinct says it was
Were
him.
you there? Were you around back then?
No.
You don't ask anybody who was around that day. What's his face? Goldie.
I left
Ask
around
Goldie.
late July.
Yeah, talk to Goldie. He'll tell you what it was like. One day you'd be shooting out, and then the next day the law would chase you down, and they'd have a shootout at a fort or something. I'm telling you, you missed out on a lot of stuff.
You like peaches? What's the deal with the peaches?
What's the deal with peaches?
Leaving peaches on scenes, like you've eaten peaches on scenes.
I don't eat peaches. I just get stews. Stews do everything for me.
Okay.
Peaches. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. September 5th.
Something sexual about peaches, is there?
Excuse me?
There's not like a weird fantasy about peaches. No, does it
What?
say I have something with peaches in there?
No, there's no fantasy. There was just some evidence on some crime scenes with peaches on the floor, and I want to
Well, how
know
does that
what's...
relate to me?
I'm asking.
Which, what?
If it doesn't, just say don't accuse it of being some sexual fantasy.
I don't know, man. I don't know what you deputies write about me on that clipboard.
I assure you, it's above belt and board.
Peaches? What's the deal with
Not that
peaches? I
kind
don't
of
know the deal
peaches.
with peaches.
No, the physical
The physical
consuming.
thing with peaches?
Mr. Lariat,
No,
compose
no,
yourself.
no peaches.
All right. Johnny Waggy, White Feather, some more friends of yours. Just hanging out, doing bank robberies.
Yep.
Valentine bank robbery around September.
Yep. Sounds like something I do.
It sounds like
Give
something.
me something here. Shit's from last year.
No, that's fine. I know. Let me have a look. What was White Feather's role in a bank robbery?
I don't know. I didn't know the man long. He was killed after a while with associating with him. He was a good man. He got killed.
What made White Feather a good man?
He was just like an all-weather friend.
Thick
He
and
didn't.
thin?
Yeah. Yeah, he got only after a while of knowing him, he was murdered.
What happened around that?
Around his murder?
Yeah,
Well, I don't know. People told me that he got murdered.
nothing else.
I'm sure you got a file on it. Shit. Yeah,
I
you
don't know
gotta
everything
people
by
are
heart,
dead.
and I can't carry every case file here. You crazy? I just got your case files.
I don't know. I don't know anything about his murder. I just knew him for a short while, and he was a good man, and he got murdered.
Short while. Well,
Yeah,
around
we did
September.
work together with him, and that's it.
Were they good at safes or anything else?
Everybody but me did all the other stuff.
Right.
Waggy usually negotiates, like you know, Waggy. He negotiates and talks to people, and everybody else had their jobs. I watched hostages.
All right, and you, from early September, were doing those things.
Yes.
All right. Can you give me 5 minutes to go to the outhouse?
Don't hurt yourself on the way out.
Well, give me 2 minutes. I'm trying to clear these as quickly as possible. We're
Yep.
going at a great pace.
Yep. Watch out for ghosts.
Yeah. All right, I just need to go to the bathroom. Let me just relog here. Ow. Give me a second. I need to go to the bathroom. Alright. I can't be bothered to make coffee, but I did open the Prosecco, so. Alright. Whew. We should probably get some water. Is there water in... There's gotta be water in the doctor's office. Alright. Shit, I've gotta update my thingy. Probably would have helped. We'll update later. Let's worry about the roleplay at hand rather than the procedure visitation sheet. Oh, he's been drinking. He's been a drinking. Oh no. Alright, do you
Let's get
ever
this
remember...
over.
Yeah, I'll try. I'm trying to get through this as fast as possible. Do you remember Shipman?
Who?
Varric?
Yeah, I've never heard of the guy. What the hell is Varric? Sounds like a fucking vampire name.
Indeed. Yes. Let me have a look. Oh, don't worry. Those are the names of the, Okay, a deputy was giving a person a lift on the back of their horse near Bard's Crossing. And they came across some riders, including Johnny Waggy, Cook, Amanda, Winsome Baker. Remember anything about that? Let's see.
Nah.
Are you sure about that?
Yep. I don't know who the fuck this Varric guy is.
Well, this is just a person on the back of somebody else's horse. So a bit of a kerfuffle, horse collision. Johnny Waggy's there. This is mid-September.
Nah, I don't know nothing about that.
Hmm?
I don't know nothing about. I don't know nothing about this Varric guy or a horse crash.
Well, you were working with Johnny Waggy at the time?
I probably was. I just don't think I was there. I don't know anything about this.
We'll put on the maybe pile. Because he might be lying at this point to avoid any more. We'll see. We don't have enough evidence to suggest he's there. I'll go back to that one. Stelianos Contras. Do you remember this person?
Nope. It must have been when I was, laid low for a bit.
When was that?
Mm, I don't really know. Like September, November. I had to lay low for a while.
Why'd you lay low in September?
I had other obligations. I was not in the crossing.
Alright. Um...
Stereo controls.
Hmm. That's fine. Do you remember Bill Henderson?
Mm, was he a deputy or something? Who's this Henderson guy?
Well, it's part of this ongoing conflict, it seems.
Oh,
It
which
was a
conflict?
situation where he got his chest carved off and he was stabbed multiple times.
Oh, ew. I don't know anything about that. I did not carve a man up.
So at this point, you're saying you were not working with anyone. You were out of the crossing.
I was just doing stuff like robbing people, looking on the sides of roads, like with that Wainwright dude, you know. That's what I was doing at the time. And then that's just what I was doing.
So you weren't officially part of anything with Johnny Waggy and them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was on the side of the outlaws, but I was never really part of it.
That's fine.
It did sadden me that what happened to Mary. She was
What do you know
nothing.
about it?
She was murdered. Mary was a good friend to me. It's just sad that she got murdered.
Well, what were you told about it?
Vigilantes killed her.
You got to understand, I'm not omnipotent just because I'm a deputy. I can't possibly contain all the information of what happens in the crossing. It's not
That's not how
realistic.
you guys act when you guys are on the street. You
Well,
guys act
I
like
don't act like that.
it's like you got this fucking holy book that says everything that everyone's ever committed ever.
Well, there are limitations. I can't possibly know everything. And I can't possibly personally retain that sort of information. I deal with very specific cases. So, that's why I ask people, give them the opportunity.
Around this time, the McKinleys had split up. Johnny, I'm still good friends with Johnny. I was doing work for Johnny. But I was doing my own thing as well. Mostly robbing. Robbing people on the sides of the roads and bushwhacking them. That's what the MO.
Do you know any weirdos from Johnny Waggy's crew and all them that eat peaches? That have a thing for peaches?
No.
All right, late September. Are you still... What kind of things are you
Robbing.
doing? Robin? Did you ever, do a bank job with Bedlam?
No. Those guys are crazy.
Are you sure?
Yeah?
Is it possible that you did a job with these folks not knowing who they were, that they were a part of Bedlam?
The only time I did jobs is when I was with Waggy.
What crazy? Did I misidentify? Alright, let me just check something. Was it supposed to be? Did I misidentify it? Because it's very possible. Little ring finger. These ones are difficult. Was I on the crack? Was I on the crack?
I need to go take a leak, stretch my legs for a sec.
Get rid of that because it doesn't match. All right. We already have a ton more, but this is really, I'm taking him at his word and by the evidence. If there's not enough evidence, we take him off. But we still have him on a bunch of other stuff so far, so it's good. I'm really liking this because it's consistent with his stuff. His process in September 30, working with Waggy. Okay, so yeah, if it's not with, it's confirmed pretty much what's going on here. Johnny Waggy. He said September and November he wasn't around, and I have a bunch of October stuff and barely anything in November. And I had barely anything in September that matched up with evidence. And so now we know those peaches are nothing to do with him. the October ones. I'm happy that that all matches up. We just have a God, there's so many things. I am trying to like do this as quickly as possible. We're already like crazy amount of time in. Music break. Oh my God. Vibe break. All right, now we're getting to September. Uh, all right. So, September, but there is one date in September that I am curious about,
Mm,
which might be more your speed, because there was a
mm,
Johnny Waggy and someone identified as Chuck that had fled Armadillo and Mercer at the time.
mm.
Waggy refusing to come in, kind of deal.
Yeah. Ghost?
What the hell? Maybe it just wasn't closed fully when you came through.
Alright. I don't know. More details. You gotta give me some.
Well, it's kind of the opposite. I'm hoping you can try to remember because you weren't doing a lot of crime in September. So I'm hoping if you can remember like the odd day that you were with Waggy. Do you remember? It would have been three people: you, Waggy, and someone else.
Uh, oh, I think I remember.
What do you
Uh,
remember?
Me, Waggy, and Whitefeather fled from the cops at Fort Mercer after a shootout. We had them for a minute there, but then they outgunned us, so we started running. Yeah, it was. I think it was the next day Whitefeather died.
There we go. That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
Well, that clears that one up at least.
yeah.
Oh no, the alcohol's working. All right, we're going to skip all the way to October. I think you're back by this point.
Uh,
Easy does it, bro. He's good. Gabriel DeCoste, Johnny Waggy, few others. Start taking deputies' long arms. Little cheeky robbery of some long arms.
mm, sounds like something I'd do, but I don't know about this one specifically.
Well, what were you doing early October? What was going on around then? Still the
Who the
same
fuck
people?
knows? Yeah, basically robbery stuff like that.
It would have been Johnny Waggy, and there would have been deputies named Harriet and Fisher. Malachi Harriet,
Fisher.
Nicholas Fisher.
Yeah, Fisher. Funny kid.
What about him?
Uh, is that kid still alive?
I'm not sure actually.
Can you tell me if he's alive? He's a good kid. I was a good deputy right there. I never had any problems with that guy.
What I believe they are still alive.
Yeah, yeah. There's been a couple times we did one over on Fisher. Uh, I remember when he was a cadet. Yeah, he was a good kid. Yeah. He would admit to it now.
Um, and we've looked in the archives, so we know that there's a lot of missing gaps. There's not his basically a confession counts. I'm just gonna go through all of them with him. All right. October, early October-ish. Did you ever get in costume with uh Willie the Wanderer and rob a saloon?
I remember robbing a bank with Willie, but not a saloon.
That one was a long shot. We're going through this list. We're getting through it. It's the last.
Uh,
This is the long. This is the final stretch. Don't worry. Cook, Winsome, Johnny Waggy, Gabriel, the usual suspects, and possibly you on scene. October, sort of right before mid-October.
mm.
We're talking roads, a chase near the slaughterhouse, gunfight.
Oh, yeah. And it went into the city?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a fun day.
Did you get away?
I think so.
They did.
I made it all the way out west.
Really, on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
How did you escape?
I don't know. It's been so fucking long.
Yeah, but you're running around Saint Denis. How did you escape?
Listen, when you do this long enough, you can get away from a gnat on your ass.
Did you run down the main streets? Let's.
I don't know, cutting corners and stuff.
Well, he was admitting to
Didn't it
being on
happen
there,
twice that
so
day?
ding ding. Twice that day? Uh,
That was after we had already done something earlier that day, I remember. And we got away. Chasing people and being chased are two different things.
absolutely.
This one time, this lady sheriff stopped me outside of Blackwater, said she was gonna arrest me. I said I didn't want to shoot it or nothing. I got away in tall trees. I ditched my horse and everything, and she tried to shoot my horse. Oh man, I doubled back on her like 4 different times, and I ended up getting away. And then when I was hiding, I ran into a fellow named Moxley. He was hiding for the deputies too, so it's real easy.
I can imagine. Once you know what you're doing, I mean, criminal specialities are just as in depth as our specialities, I imagine.
Escape and evasion.
Or in your case, blending into the scenery.
Yep. I have many a costume.
Okay, that's fine. It's very nice of him. All right, we are getting through it. Shoot out with the law, with the same folks. Yeah, this is the same thing. That's exactly what you were talking about as well on the same day.
Something happened before, and then we got away in the city. And then after that, that's when a lot of those guys got sent to Mexico.
What about the next day? Were you there for a robbery at the sheriff's office with Deputy Rockman?
No, no, no. After that, everybody tried to be quiet.
We got Johnny Waggy having and Winsome and Judge.
Nah, it wasn't me. Johnny probably did it, but it wasn't me.
That's fine.
I was hurt pretty bad after that.
Okay. So you were taking it easy for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have been there a couple days later, robbing folk?
No, I laid low for a while.
I'm gonna take them off this one at least, because it.
That shootout in Santa Anita was a pretty big one. Ain't you gonna ask me about that British guy who shot out of his wagon?
Uh, I spoke to Wainwright about that actually.
What'd he say?
He says it's not quite how it went. How
Oh
do you
yeah, what'd
remember
he
it?
say? No, I want to hear what that British prick said. Tell me what he
He's
said
not a
after.
British prick, okay? He's British, but he's not a prick.
Well, in the same way, I ain't a prick. But what happened? What
I
happened?
guess so. Fair.
Tell me. I
Um,
want to hear what he said. I want to hear how he shamefully recounts the story.
can you please?
Listen, I ain't saying another word till I hear this guy's
I'm trying to
story.
recall it word for word. It's hard for me to recall these kind of things. I don't know. He said it wasn't exactly how you said it, though.
Well, then how did he say it?
I
He
can't remember. Tell me.
vigilantly leaped out of the wagon
Oh
as
my
to
god.
save some child in the roadway.
He did not say that. He did not claim anything, but I think he said you were exaggerating a little.
No, as I said, is exactly how it happened.
And remind me of what happened.
All right, I was gallivanting outside of Valentine, right? When I was stopping this well-dressed man in his. Might I add, he was a single man, and he had got himself a wagon to the next town like some kind of aristocrat. Uh, and he,
He's real fancy.
yes, too fancy for his britches.
Really? You think so?
Yes. And I come out of the bushes with my usual bushwhacking MO. And I said, stop the wagon, stop the wagon. And he stops at first, and then he claims, oh, the horse has a mind of its own, and it continues. He's obviously bullshitting me. And he starts riding off. I said, you stop that wagon or I'm going to shoot. And I shot his wheel out. And he flings out of the carriage and turns around to aim. So I shoot him in the arm and drop him. He drops his weapon, I believe. And then I come over and take his weapon. I hit him over the head with his own weapon, and then I have to bandage the idiot because he got himself into a gunfight, and I ruined his little aristocrat, carriage. And I had to drop him off in
Aristocrat
Strawberry
carriage.
so as he can get some help. The whole way. I told him over and over again he's an idiot. He should just stop because he was outgunned. I had to drop on him, and he gave me this bullshit about how his horse had a mind of its own, like his prize thoroughbred wouldn't know how to listen to his commands. Yeah.
So a few days after all that, you wouldn't have been at Thieves Landing?
I was probably at these landing at the time. Why?
Well, there was an incident that took place at Thieves Landing where people took Zoe hostage in
I,
trying to find a medic to help Winsome.
no, I don't know. No, nah.
You weren't
I
there when.
never took Zoe hostage. I've had fights with Zoe and everybody else, but never took her hostage. I never. I don't think I can recall that I ever took a deputy hostage. I've taken like medics hostage for banks, right? But never a deputy. I've robbed deputies and shot deputies, but I never took a deputy hostage. was funny.
All right.
I wanna be interrogated by this Wainwright guy.
Oh,
Shit, I
really?
probably still have his double action.
He'd probably like that. Let's see.
But he's so full of himself that he would not
You think?
admit that he was bested by a common outlaw.
Hmm. Well, we all get bested eventually.
Yes, he was bested by Homo sapiens utlagatus.
All right. All right. Let's see. You ever
Yes.
robbed Deputy Malachi Harriet around this time? Mid
Uh,
October. Johnny
um,
Waggy.
I don't
I do
know.
apologize. I got barely any information
I
on
don't.
some of
I don't know
these.
who Malachi is. He must have been. He must have. He must have started
Valentine's
racing.
Saloon. Someone's grabbing his stew. When he goes to leave, Cook, Johnny Waggy, and a few others walk in and start talking with him. They then rob him. Lancaster and shotgun.
No,
You don't think so?
no, I don't think so. I
This
don't know
is
this
around the time
Malachi.
when I think you were laying low. This is all within those
Yeah,
couple days, so I do believe you.
yeah. Johnny don't stop. So
I
you know
bet. I
this.
bet. No, I believe you. I don't. I think that's right because this is like in the time when he. I'm inclined to believe him based on his behavior so far and everything.
Oh, I need to stretch my legs. Oh. Johnny, the gray wolf and fox have gone to the
Oh boy.
tower of primitive
Oh,
rocks.
he's really
With
drunk.
their feet securely
Mm-hmm.
imprisoned and stall. They aim for your powder and ball. Now cheer, cheer the Green Mountaineer. Now
I
cheer,
probably shouldn't have
cheer
given him
the
all that.
Green Mountaineer.
You ever hang out with Johnny, Cook, Daza, and demand Paxton Waggy's body?
Uh, no. I was when Paxton got killed in Armadillo. I was not in the crossing.
You weren't in the crossing.
No, and they tried to grab his guns and his body and everything. I was not around.
You what?
I was not around. Cheer, cheer, the Green Mountaineer. On the south gate, the Hessians are land to police. Look bound for the battle while canting of peace. On the east came the British, the red-coated band. They hang up our leaders and eat up our land. And all to the rescue, for Satan shall work. They'll gain
Okay,
for
this
the
is later in the
legions of
month.
Hampshire and York.
We're not
Still them our
interested in not
possessions, the pitiful
making sure
knaves.
he's cleared for as
The
much as
bit we
possible.
pay shall be prisons and graves. Now cheer, cheer, the Green Mountaineer. Cheer, cheer, the Green Mountaineer.
I'm drinking too. All right. All right. November. November. Okay, this is a rare November one. I know you might not be around at this time. Braithwaite Manor vandalism.
Uh,
You weren't there for a vandalism in Braithwaite.
what did I vandalize?
Everything was destroyed. Actually, I don't know why. I think this is the wrong case file. Oh yeah, this is the wrong case file.
Oh, I feel sick.
Maybe sit down for a minute. Drinking a bit heavy there, soldier. Okay, mid to late October. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, maybe you need to eat some more. Oh my god. Y'all right there? Oh boy, I'm sure they'll get another prisoner to clean that up. Oh my.
Uh,
Clementine
uh,
calls that a tactical chunder.
uh, I miss Chevy. Yeah, she was good.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm not as good as Chevalier. Please take this. Might be useful.
What's this?
It's a fishing lure, a river lure.
it's got wings on it.
Yeah, it'll be better than the worms you can get around here for catching catfish.
Oh,
Now let's get through the rest of these and you'll also get a lake lure.
I don't really fish.
You're making a lot of money out here fishing. You can use it against the prisoners, you can get some fish. Make sure you're eating some protein.
I don't even have a fishing pole. How would I fish?
You gotta find a way to purchase a fishing pole. They
How
sell
is
them.
that?
Commissary.
Commissary sells fishing poles?
I think so. Or you can get one from a guard.
I'm just gonna
All
drink
right.
this bottle.
Just take it easy. Cook, Winston Baker, Daza, Johnny Waggy, and a few unknowns, which might include you, hold deputies hostage to escape Armadillo. October 18th. Roping up some deputies, leaving them places. Not a big deal.
I don't know who Winsome is. Who's Winsome?
Winston Baker.
Who? I don't know this lady.
Winnie, Taffy.
Winnie! Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I know Winnie. Yeah, that sounds like something I'd do.
Sounds like something I'd do.
Cheer, cheer, the Green Mountaineer.
He's just, I'm taking those as a
Cheer,
confession.
the Green Mountaineer.
I don't, we're so close. We're on the home stretch.
Yay, I love football.
Last 3 cases.
Yay.
You got this, Chuck. Eat more of that turkey dinner.
Yay. Cheer, cheer, the Green Mountaineer. Cheer, cheer, the Green Mountaineer.
October 23rd. A group of 5 ride up on some deputies at the Valentine Sheriff's Office.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny, Judge,
Mm-hmm.
bunch of others. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember Valentine.
Tommy.
No, no.
All right, that makes sense. That makes sense. We don't need this up here then.
Cheer, cheer, the Green Mountaineer.
You might want to sit down before you get yourself sick.
I hate the government. We all
Why
know
don't you explore
allegiance.
that?
We bow to no throne. Our ruler is law, and the laws are our own. Our leaders themselves are our own fellow men who can handle the sword, the scythe, and the pen.
All right.
Dance to the fender from valley and hill. His vow is recorded. Our banner of first, the name of Vermont. We defied all the world. Cheer, cheer, the Green Mountaineer, and cheer, cheer, the Green
I got him way too
Mountaineer.
drunk. All right. Blackwater bank robbery, late October near Halloween. Daza and them.
No, no,
Clown
Halloween,
mask.
no. Halloween was no. No clown masks.
All
And
right.
cheer, cheer, the Green Mountaineer.
Happy with that, fine. It is
I
fitting.
had
That's
the
the thing. It
government.
is really fitting of the time period. Is he? What is? Winston Baker, Johnny Waggy, Cook, Darren Mercer, Daza. Uh, spotted an armadillo, chasing you out of town, and then a gunshot when he was shot down and arrested. Oh dear. All right, you might have to be you
Hold
might
on.
have to. Let's go toward the cell block so you can sit down in bed or something. We're almost out of this. This is like the last one.
Hit me with it, Doctor.
All right, do you remember that being chased out of armadillo and Winnie getting shot down?
No. Ah, no. Ah, no.
Yes? No?
Wait, wait.
You still hanging around? You still around them at this point?
Wait, wait, wait. Hold on.
Oh god, let it out. Oh boy. Amazing.
No.
Definitely nothing morally ambiguous about this.
No. I hate the government. Fuck the government.
I still got my clipboard in hand.
I owe no allegiance.
Oh god. There we go. Oh
Whoa.
god. Alright.
On these came the Hessians. Our land to police. Armed to the teeth while canting of peace. On the west came the British, the red-coated band. The police all the day and eat up our land.
Alright.
Oh, I forgot my hat. Can you go get my hat?
I'm alright. No. I daren't go back in there. The
My
vomit's
hat.
everywhere.
My hat.
Look, by November, are you still hanging out with everybody?
No, no.
Whatever happened to the Coopers?
The Federalists caught up when they were hopping the border.
What about Sydney Rifter?
I think the same thing.
What's the deal with Pronghorn and Waggy?
I don't know. The pronghorns always have it coming. They're snobby assholes.
Well, What hideouts did you used to have?
Mercer.
Who's the one with blonde hair and a braid that you were working with Johnny Waggy around October?
I don't know.
Does anybody wear shawls? Who the fuck is wearing shawls?
Everybody wears fucking shawls. It's just so easy to fucking cover your face with.
Yeah. Red hair, bigger guy, addicted to cocaine. You know anyone like that? Oh god.
Hold on. I'm gonna hold it in. Big guy, cocaine. I don't know. Seth Kelly.
Gotcha.
The tomatoes and the potatoes are not good for holding back the alcohol.
How you feeling there?
Like hammered shit.
All right. Well, I was happy with most, like, all your statements. I do believe that the ones, I mean, I've taken you off anything that I'm not absolutely convinced. Which was quite a few of them,
I'm
actually, in
fucking
the end.
pissed.
He shouldn't be on any of these anymore.
Oh.
Wait. Alright, so, all in all, see, okay, so originally you were up for about 3,000 days worth of stuff that I was
I,
not sure about.
I already
And
served my
turns out,
sentence.
yeah, that's, well, no, well, this is stuff that I was suspecting you of over the time.
Actually, I can go home right now.
Technically you could have, but this is, where are you going? Come back. Okay,
What
don't
do
go
you mean? I'm
anywhere.
not going anywhere.
Okay, so technically you could have, but the thing is, the crimes I'm pretty sure that you were a part of, that you've sort of admitted to, or otherwise the evidence lines up with your statement, which you've admitted. It's
Uh,
about 1465.
oh my god, I'm gonna be here till next year.
No,
I
you
already
won't. It's
served here. I've already been here for a year.
You're gonna be fine, and
I came here last year. I've been here since last year.
I'll be able to take away, some time for. Well, I don't think I can. Well, you know,
I better
ti
make a run for it.
wait, don't go anywhere.
I need to go.
Oh God, he's. Uh, I can basically like do like for cooperation. Oh God, that's a lot. Charles, come back. I have to keep this ticket here. I have to stamp this ticket over here. Otherwise, I have to restamp everything. He's gone. All right. I'm not gonna change the file. Oh.
What the fuck?
But the good news is that's
I'm
half
not
of.
talking to you, you evil woman.
But that's half of what you would have had.
Get away from me.
I did you a
I'm
discount.
gonna miss my son's
A
marriage.
discount. Have a good night.
You horrible woman.
Investigation closed. All right. Let's do it. I need that "you horrible woman" on a soundbite. I really need that one in particular. It just slips out of my hands. The fuck is that? Is he a zombie by the dock? What is he? What is he doing? Where's the boat?
Just gonna curl up to the potato sack.
All right.
Mr. Potato Head.
You're gonna be fine, Mr. Larry. It's not so awful as you think.
I'm broke and I'm gonna miss my kid.
For what it's worth, I spoke to your
You
son.
horrible woman, don't talk to me.
I talked to your son. He doesn't claim you as a father. Have a good day.
What? You told my son
He
I'm
said
not
he
the
called you
father.
crazy. It's just- Oh my word. He did it. It's the truth. It's the truth that happened. All right, good job. Really cool. The guy, I feel so bad for him because he is going through it. He lost his family. Amazing. That was so giving of him. Like, we figured, like, he's like, this is what I did, this is what I didn't do. Just to clear it up, at least. And now we have a timeline of what was going on, and we have a little insight into Waggy as well. But there were so many cases we had to clear. That's why it took so long. He's very generous, so I feel bad, like, that's a lot of time. off. There we go.